Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name's Ashley. For those who are new here, I am a surgical tech who has a love for makeup. In today's video, I will be going over the setup for a C-section. A C-section is a procedure we do for expecting mothers expecting mothers who are not able to give birth the natural way. In the video, I will be going over the instrumentation, the setup for your mail stand, and what you may need. If you're interested, please continue to watch and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Okay, so here I am just damp dusting the whole OR room. So that means all the tables we're going to use, the bed, the lights, and then adjust the lights where I want them. Here is my quick setup, my instruments. Here is a spinal tray. And I just set that aside for my nurse or for my anesthesiologist. Then I get the instrument tray itself and I set that where I am going to place it to the side. And everything else is what we need, your pack. So we have a special C-section pack at our hospital. And there's also some staples, a Foley, which I put aside for my nurse along with the DuraPrep that we use to prep the skin prior to surgery. We have an extra drape for special doctors, and light handle covers and dressings, extra towels, laps, and of course our Bovie because our pack doesn't come with one inside. And now I'm gonna make my way over to the preference cards. Now the preference cards is where we look to see what sutures each doctor uses. You can't memorize everybody's suture specialty. Today I'll be working with Lamberti, and these are all the sutures I'm going to be pulling for his C-section. Be going over the sterile indicators. Here's one that's outside of your tray. You want to make sure it's black so it indicates it's been through the sterilizing process. The next one is the one inside of your tray's lid or at the bottom of your tray. You can remove this. There's two latches and it'll show that there's a black dot. If that dot is not black, that means that it has not been properly sterilized. The next one is the one inside of your tray. Those strips with the check marks are your sterile indicators for the inside of your tray. If they are not black, the check marks, then it is not sterile. Okay, so those are the indicators. Here is your tray, the sutures we're gonna need, all the things we're gonna need for our C-section, your mail stand with your gown, Foley, and DuraPrep. Now, I'm just going to start setup. First, I'm gonna go scrub. Okay, I'm back, and now I'm drying myself off, gowning and gloving, which if you guys want to see some videos on that, I have them up on my channel. And once I'm done gowning and gloving, I start to drape my mail stand. Now the mail stand cover has some indicator to tell you where to put your hands, and you reinforce it with a towel. As you can see, my nurse is not in the room yet to tie me, so knowing how to gown yourself properly so it's not falling over while you're trying to set up is very important. Right now I'm setting everything up, pushing everything I don't need to the side where you see all the gowns and gloves at, and start to move that so you guys can get a clearer view of my table. Now here I am setting up my needle magnet, which is where I put all my needles once we're done using them, and blades. I'm putting in another reinforced layer of towels and setting up my laps. So it is much easier for me to count with my nurse when it comes to the counting portion, especially when we're opened. And now I'm setting up my instruments, making sure those indicators are there. That's my count sheet, which I usually hand off to my nurse. Every tech sets up differently. I like to set up a certain way to make it easier on me, easier and more organized for myself, and the doctors know where I have everything at. Okay, so what you're gonna need for a C-section is a bladder blade, two goulets, a Richardson. Right now I'm setting up my knives. Bovie definitely on your table, suction on your table and mail stand. 3 Kelly should do. 2 cokers, 2 peons, a bandage scissors, a curved nail, a Metz, your straight scissors for cutting the sutures, and some doctors, depending on who you're working with, everyone has a different preference, uses sponge sticks or Penningtons to grasp the uterus. The setup at other hospitals may be different or with other doctors, but a lot of the same things are used for C-sections, which are your bladder blade, your Richardsons, and your goulets, your bandage scissors, peons, cokers, and Kellys are always going to be on your mail stand for a C-section no matter where you're at. Now I'm just finishing up setting up my back table. I always put 2 laps on my mail stand to start off with. And this is me just finishing up setting up my back table, making sure it's nice and organized for myself. And I know where everything's at. Okay, so this is how I set up my C-sections. So I have 2 blades, one's for skin, one's for the uterus. So once we open the skin, I will put that blade on my back table and then switch it out for this one. I have my Bonnies and my Russians only because I know this doctor likes that. Kellys you're gonna need, cokers you're gonna need, peons, Penningtons you might need, goulets for sure, Metz, nails, bandage, and Metz you'll all need. Here is my setup here, my back table, my gowns, more instruments. I have it all laid out. I like to lay it out like this because it's easier to count with my nurse. The stuff I'm gonna need for the baby. I usually put my instruments in order. Instruments as well, but my sutures in order. Make sure you label your stuff. And the way I like to set up my mail stand is just setting the instruments up in the order they're going to use. So usually I know their Kellys are always first hand in case there's a bleeder. Then I need cokers, then peons, then Penningtons, and then same for the scissors and retractors. Okay, now I'm just showing you the board where we write down our count, the doctors, the app guards, the heart rate of the baby, and then I'm also going to show you the baby warmer. So our C-section was canceled this day, but I was able to show you guys the setup. So that concludes our video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.